Please be seated. It is an honor for me to join you in this June 2022 graduation and commencement of Gill St. Bernard's. I am Beth Rowan-Ciano. I'm the rector of St. Bernard's Episcopal Church in Bernardsville, so a founding congregation following the footsteps of Thomas Conover, a founder of this school. I know that we come from many faith traditions and none at all, so I ask that together we can gather our gratitude for this day as we pray. Creator of the universe, source of life and love, we give you thanks for this day, for the wonderful students who are graduating after their time formed at Gill St. Bernard's, formed and shaped by values of courage, integrity, respect, compassion, and excellence. They have brought to this place their own gifts and talents, their own personhood, and together they will continue as they go into the world. May each of us, graduates, family, friends, faculty, trustees, and all who support this school community present today, witness and remember moments that are life-giving and liberating, so that we take this day with us as we go into the world. In the name of all that is sacred, we pray. Amen.
Mr. Matthews, members of the Board of Trustees, Reverend Ciano, honored guests, colleagues, parents, grandparents, friends, and members of the class of 2022, it is my privilege to welcome you to commencement. Back in September at Convocation, Robbie DiVirgilio read Julia Bologna's book, Anything is Possible. In it, she writes, "Only those who dream learn to fly." Many of our seniors discovered what they were capable of this year, have learned to fly, and are now ready to go. For me, it has been a challenging spring. The Yankees and the Mets are winning a lot. And the Red Sox are, well, losing a lot. Recently, you're hurting me. Recently, I have even found myself rooting for the Rangers. 0-0 going into the second period. Good thing that the Boston Celtics are in the NBA Finals. However, it has been a difficult last few years in many ways for a number of people. This is especially true for students, and in particular, the seniors. And while much has been said and written about the things that have been lost, today is about all that we have gained and to celebrate. The class of 2022 is a remarkable group of young men and women whose many achievements cannot be simply summarized on a college list. There is Joe Licata, all-state in shot put, indoors and outdoors. He was the top American finisher in the Penn relays this spring. He throws the discus too, and by the way, best of luck to him in his next round of championships. The class also includes Scooter Hulson and Phoebe Kirsch, captains of the girls softball team. which recently won the state prep championship. Denver Anglin led the boys basketball team to the county championship, our first in a few years. Boys soccer won the NJSIAA state championship again. Several teams won conference championships too. And if there were an all-state selection for Gaga, Kareem Lawal would be first team. We also have our families to celebrate today, and two in particular, the Novinskys and the Moriartys. Senior Ben Novinsky was preceded here by his brothers Brian, class of 2002, and Matt, 2005. Although they took a few years off from 2005 to 2008, the Novinskys have been a part of the Guild community since 1991. Amazing. And the Moriartys came to Gill in 1998, with Megan graduating in 2011, Cole in 2014, Caitlin in 2016, and now Shane in 2022. And by the way, for the Moriartys, it has been all in at Gill, with Ed serving on the Board of Trustees for 15 years, and Jill, president of the Booster Club for the last 7. We thank them for everything they have done for Gill St. Bernard's. In the weeks leading up to commencement, I often receive advice about what to say, although this year there were more suggestions about what not to say. It is unfortunate that we regularly find ourselves trying to avoid controversial topics, talking in vague generalities about an issue. It's as if we no longer are speaking the same language. Jonathan Haidt recently wrote an insightful article about this under the attention-grabbing title, "Why the Past 10 Years of American Life Have Been Uniquely Stupid." Haidt compares the age in which we live to the days after the Tower of Babel was destroyed. The story from the book of Genesis speaks of confusion, a sense of loss, and mutual incomprehension that occurred after its fall. Perhaps it is indeed an apt metaphor for our current fragmented culture, mutual incomprehension. In particular, this is a term for us to ponder. Fortunately, Haidt is optimistic, saying that even in a time of despair, there is an opportunity to reflect, listen, build. Hope still exists. But how do we build, or more accurately, rebuild? The answer may lie in our friendships, the communities we belong to, and most of all, in ourselves. A couple of months ago in his New York Times column, David Brooks shared a few thoughts on this subject as well as advice. Citing Robin Dunbar's book, Friends, he focused on important data that has been collected about friendship. The average person has up to 150 meaningful friends, of which around 15 are closer friends, and 5 are in our most intimate circle. Of course, extroverts tend to have larger social networks, and introverts smaller ones. Those under 25 have more than people over the age of 60. Now, lest you all start counting right now, remember that these are averages, and GSB is not an average school. The nature of friendship and the category a person fits in is influenced by the amount of time spent together, proximity, and common interests. Friendship doesn't magically happen. It requires work to establish and sustain. Brooks defines meaningful relationships as those people you might invite to a wedding or send a holiday card to. Closer friends are the ones you go out to dinner with or a concert. Intimate friends are the people in your life who provide you with unconditional support, emotional, financial, physical. They are there whenever you need them. The total time spent together primarily determines the group, with about 45 hours needed to go from acquaintance to friend, an additional 50 hours to become a close friend, and 100 hours beyond that to be in the group of 5. I share this because for our seniors, there are many classmates who fit into these various circles of friends. Consider the hours spent in class together, at practices for a team, rehearsals for a concert or show. When you add up all the hours you have spent together, it is no surprise that some of your classmates are your closest friends. This period in your life, though, is the easy part. Never again will you all be here together in the same place and at the same time. In a few months, you will be off to different colleges and universities around the country. You will meet and make new friends. Yet, in the process of your new adventures, you will also have to determine which friendships you currently have that you will commit to maintaining. While online connections can help with this, the research indicates that relationships only maintained online tend to erode over time. Strong friendships require in-person contact. How does friendship offer us the hope that we might begin to reverse some of the polarization that grips us today? Consider for a moment your various groups of friends. Even when taking into consideration that the closeness of a friendship is influenced by how much you have in common, everyone is different. None of us agree on everything. A strong friendship accepts differences and endures not just disagreement, but also disappointment. If friends can navigate difficult conversations, it should be possible to extend that courtesy, that grace, as God gives us grace to those we do not know or agree with. Brooks goes on to suggest that our happiness in life, as well as our health and fulfillment, is hugely dependent on our ability to be skillfully understanding of and considerate towards others. Having friends helps us live longer. Community is equally vital. All of you are a part of the Guild community, as well as others, where you engage in various activities, religious, social, athletic. These all bring opportunities to strengthen trust and deepen friendships. Healthy communities allow difficult discussions, which, when they are respectful, heighten both understanding and growth. If we are willing to listen to the other side and seek common ground, our social skills improve and the community gets stronger as a result. Through friendships and community, there is a way forward. Each offers us a framework within which we can peacefully resolve conflict. A common language still exists, and if we can begin to utilize that language more widely, things will change for the better. Unlike the case of the Tower of Babel, history need not repeat itself. Whether we remain divided is a choice each of us must make. After all, the only person who can change your mind is you. Finally, perhaps the most essential element of community is celebration. Life is short, and it is so important that we observe milestone events like the one today. These moments are meant to be joyous and deserve our full attention. The GSB community has come together today to honor the class of 2022 for their many accomplishments individually and collectively. In the process, we celebrate our friendships, school community, and each other. Let us enjoy this moment, happy for them and for Gill St. Bernard's. Go Knights! Thank you. In a commencement ceremony that focuses on and celebrates the accomplishments of our students, it is appropriate first to acknowledge the adults who have helped our students along the way: family, friends, mentors, coaches, and teachers. Could the class of 2022 please stand and applaud all those who have made a difference in your life? Thank you. In 1991, a group of St. Bernard's School alumni decided to establish an award to honor outstanding teachers at Gill St. Bernard's. They did so because they understood the profound impact that a good teacher can have on a student, and also because they were grateful for the wonderful teachers they had when they were students at the school. The result was the St. Bernard's Chair of Excellence in Teaching. I would like to ask all previous recipients here today to please stand and be recognized. This year's recipient of the SBS Chair of Excellence in Teaching is Frank Corrado. At this time, we would like to give special recognition to 3 groups of students. First, I would like to ask Diane Lipnicki to come forward to read the names of the students who have been here at Gill St. Bernard's School since first grade or earlier.
Good afternoon. Robert DiVirgilio. Benjamin Novinsky. Benjamin Sturman. Anthony Curiali. Madeline Sultanian. Olivia Sultanian. Shane Moriarty. William Stamato. Blake Bertolini. Megan Cohen. Reagan Masick. Catherine Scott. Hayden Chan. Madison Franz Pendel. Caroline Davino. Mary Jane Granito. Isha Vermuri. And Zachary Saunders. Congratulations.
And Chloe Wasser. She said Chloe Wasser's name. Our next presenter is Dean of Student Life, David Pasquale.
We'll wait, slow down. Good afternoon and congratulations. To support the Gil St. Bernard's honor system and the core values inherent to it, a student-faculty honor board makes a commitment to promoting honor and integrity throughout our community and helps to evaluate cases of student misconduct. 5 seniors are selected each year to serve in what is considered one of the most important student leadership positions at the school. Please join me in congratulating these 5 seniors for their outstanding service. Each of them received a pin prior to this ceremony to commemorate that service. We are grateful for all that they have done for Gil St. Bernard School. Blake Bertolini. Jessica Jose Navarrete. Anna Knapp. Joseph Licata. And Isha Vamuri. I would like to now introduce Carrie Small, our Assistant Director of the Upper School.
Hi. Founded in 1906, the Cum Laude Society recognizes excellence, justice, and honor in secondary schools. An association of 382 chapters worldwide, membership within Cum Laude is granted to those students who rank among the top 20% of their graduating class. Today, we will be inducting 17 students into our Cum Laude chapter. We ask that you hold your applause until all of the names have been read. Students, when your name is called, please just stand at your place. Ishan Ball. Ryan Brandel, Hayden Chan, Alexander Chotai, Cecilia Crow, David Frankel, Anna Knapp, Sydney Goldberg, Phoebe Kirsch, Mia Kolb, Michaela Kroon, Reagan Masick, Liliana Maisera, Aideen Musafari, Jennifer Salemi, Catherine Scott, Isha Vermurray. In addition, two of our teachers, Linda Katz and Meredith Hungarter, both Phi Beta Kappa, will join the Cum Laude Society as members of our faculty. Ladies, please stand. Now we will hear from the Gill St. Bernard's Choir with a song about commitment to those we love and the passage of time.
Just pay me back with 1,000 kisses. Be my lover, I'll cover you.
Open your door, I'll be your tenant. Don't got much baggage to lay at your feet.
What sweet kisses I've got to spare. I'll be there, I'll
Bravo. One of the unique aspects of a Gill St. Bernard's commencement is that we give students the opportunity to reflect on their years at the school, and this year we have 6 students who have chosen to speak. Our first speaker is Ms. Kayla Pelea.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the closing ceremony for the Gill St. Bernard's graduating class of 2022. My name is Kayla Pelea, and as some of you may know, I was this year's student body president. Today, I've come here to talk a little bit about our past, present, and most importantly, our future. Don't worry, I'll try and keep this speech as short as Lily My Sarah. When I thought about writing this speech, I wondered, what the heck am I going to write about? Then one day during meeting time, while Miss Heller was explaining how reindeers were real, I was scrolling on TikTok and I came across this poem. This poem is by Nicole Zablocki and says, "First I was dying to finish high school and start college. And then I was dying to finish college and start working. And then I was dying to marry and have children. And then I was dying for my children to grow old enough for school so I could return to work. And then I was dying to retire. And now I am dying, and suddenly I realize I forgot to live." It's a little dark, I know, but this poem made me take a step back and realize that we all need to slow down and enjoy life. We don't know what our future holds. It could be full of moments we'll cherish forever, and also misfortunes that will form unrepairable holes in our hearts. Regardless, college is the time for us to figure out what we want to do and who we want to be for the rest of our lives. If that freaks you out, you're not alone. I don't even know what I want for dinner tonight. But more seriously, college is our chance and our opportunity to take steps towards adulthood and follow our dreams. I hope you all make the best of it, every moment. I think Billy Joel says it best in his song, Vienna. Quote, "Slow down, you're doing fine. You can't be everything you want before your time," end quote. If we slow down and take one step at a time, our lives will come together. They probably won't be picture perfect like all the movies in which people, 1, have a problem, 2, solve that problem in 2 seconds, and 3, end up with the man or woman of their dreams. I know Reagan Masick is still waiting on that 3rd one. Class of 2022, here we go. We aren't little kids anymore, and we are heading towards the real world. Hate to break it to you, but that means you're gonna have to start making your own doctor appointments and doing all the things that adults do. And your adulting in life gets rough, turn on a Disney movie that makes you feel like a child again when your only worry was if Woody and Buzz were going to return to Andy safely. I know I can count on Isha Vermurray to watch Frozen 2 after a stressful day at NYU. We are all going our separate ways, except for the 5 of us going to Wisco. Go Badgers! I have faith that all our journeys will be great. I cannot wait to come back here in 30 years for our class reunion and listen to the tales that have shaped us into who we are today, or who we are. Robbie, I'm excited to hear about all the places you have flown to. Anya, if our Spanish class is right and you're gonna be living your best life with multiple houses, I wanna know all about it. This is most likely the last time that all the members of GSB Class of 2022 are going to be together, so let's soak this all in. I'm glad it's here and not at assembly, where I would typically dismiss you last and get a couple of boos. And although we lost that canned goods drive, at least we get dismissed first today. Thank you all for making the last 4 years so special and creating memories I'll cherish forever. I can't wait to see you all again one day. Since you all know about my entertainment obsession, I think it's fitting I end my speech this way. As Hannah Montana once said, "You will always find your way back home." And home is here. Thank you. I would now like to introduce our next speaker, Megan Cohen.
not as tall as Kayla. My name is Megan Cohen, and my high school experience was, as each of ours were, guided by the aspects of my identity that are most important to me. As I've gotten older, my Judaism has become an essential part of who I am. I have come to discover that Judaism has a rich tradition of storytelling to pass down lessons from one generation to the next. And so, as I thought about how I would summarize my time at Gill, I thought that there would be no better way than through an old Jewish story. Once, there was a young man who wanted to learn the secret of happiness. And he heard there was a wise man who lived a several days' journey away who could teach him this secret. And so he journeyed to the man's house. And when he got there, he found that it was beautiful and very big and full of so much activity. And he came into the house and he found the wise man and he waited his turn. And when he got to the front of the line and he said to the man, "I'm here because I've heard that you can teach me the secret of happiness." And the wise man said, "Actually, I'm very busy today. And I don't have time right now to teach you the secret, but in a couple of hours, I'd like you to come back. So I want you to walk around my house and I want you to take a look around. There are so many beautiful things to see here." The wise man continued, "While you're doing it, I want to give you something to do." And he handed him a spoon. And he placed on the spoon 2 drops of oil. And the wise man said to the young man, "While you're walking around my house, keep an eye on the oil. Don't let it come off the spoon." So the young man did as he was told. He walked up and down staircases, in and out of rooms, through gardens, all the while keeping his eyes fixed on the 2 drops of oil on the spoon, making sure that they didn't spill. 2 hours later, he came back to the room of the wise man, who greeted him and said, "Wasn't my house wonderful? Didn't you see so many great things? Did you see the tapestries and the great hall? Did you see my beautiful gardens? Did you see the books in my library, the ancient manuscripts?" And the boy was a little embarrassed. He had to admit that he walked all around the house, but had only looked at the 2 drops of oil on the spoon. The man said, No, this can't be. You must see the marvels of my house." Then he handed back to him the spoon with the oil on it and said, "This time, make sure you look at all of the wonderful things my house has to offer." So the boy again walked around the house, upstairs, downstairs, looking and marveling at the beautiful tapestries and the gardens and the books and seeing all that there was to see. And 2 hours later, he came back to the room of the wise man, and he looked down at the spoon, only to see that the oil was gone. He was again embarrassed, but the wise man said, "I have just taught you the secret of happiness. It is to see and experience all that there is in the beauty of the world while keeping the 2 drops of oil on the spoon." We're all sitting here today as students graduating from Gill St. Bernard School, and we've all had many of the same experiences. Feeling the excitement of Blue Crew during a championship basketball game, hearing the cheers from the stands of the student dodgeball tournament, knowing that you'll always have the lasting relationships we each formed with our teachers, impatiently waiting for the ping pong table to return to the cafe, and even being disappointed by yet another Pizza Friday. And although all of us experience these key aspects of life as a GSB student together, our individual journeys were each influenced by our backgrounds, identities, and experiences that we brought with us to school every single day. High school went by quicker than I could have ever imagined. And as I think back through these last 4 years, I remember hours and late nights spent studying and writing papers and lab reports. But the short story I shared today reminds me of the importance of recognizing all of the beautiful parts of life. When I think back to our time at Gill, I hope we remember the smiles and laughs, the supportive community, and most of all, each other. And as we move on to the next stages of our lives, I hope we embrace all that is beautiful while holding on to all that's meaningful. Thank you. Our next speaker will be Anna Knapp.
Okay, I'm Anna Knapp, and I'm gonna ask you to do something really, really important. That something is to take care of yourself. You're probably not surprised that this is my message. If you know me, you know how much I value taking care of others. Sometimes so much that I have to remind myself to do what I'm asking you to do today. Over the last 4 years of high school, each one of us has experienced events that have challenged our well-being, such as injuries, staying up until 3 a.m. to write a paper, and I know we've all done it. A loss of a family member or friend, and of course, COVID. Everyone here today knows what it's like to have experienced setbacks and to have worked through those challenges. We also know that there will be more challenges to come in our days ahead because life, by nature, includes them. However, I feel like sometimes we forget that looking at our mental health isn't just what's wrong with us or just practicing self-care, but it's about living a life, not without obstacles, but with the tools to face the adversity that we're faced with. It includes the immeasurable joys that come from playing ping pong in the cafe, winning championship games, and of course realizing that there's froyo at lunch. Mental health comes with positivity, but most importantly, opportunity. The opportunity to love ourselves and the people around us. The opportunity to be passionate about something, anything. The opportunity to learn, to grow, and be kind to ourselves and each other. As we all go our separate ways beyond Gill, my wish for all of you is that you are able to see your setbacks and learning experiences as opportunities, and that you embrace your joys fully. Live for both your challenges and your joys, and you will take good care of your mental well-being. Take the positives with each day and run free and wild with them. And while you're caring for yourself, please remember to care for others as well. Be the sunshine on someone else's rainy day. And when you do, you will make your world and theirs just a little bit brighter. Here's to a bright future for all of us. Our next speaker is Blake Bertolini.
Good afternoon. My 13 years at Gill St. Bernard School molded me into the man I am today. When I think about being a lifer at GSB, I think about all of this. When you are young, you have your entire life ahead of you. You look up to the older people around you and create a certain idea of what you want in your own future. For me, this idea was always centered around soccer. As young as 5 years old, I was able to watch the Gill boys varsity soccer team play, and I would always think to myself, wow, I want to be one of those players one day, looking up to the 16, 17, and 18-year-olds as if they're professional soccer players, setting up my own childhood dreams that were soon to be accomplished. Although I had my prescribed vision, I really had no clue what was actually going to happen. As a little kid at Gill St. Bernard's, you check off the boxes of all the things you look forward to, finally playing a sport during homecoming in front of the entire community in which you grew up, jumping up and down in the stands of the athletic center with the Blue Crew, cheering on teams you've watched for years, going away to a place you've never been on a GSB unit, experiencing those once-in-a-lifetime moments with your closest friends. You want to be a part of Gill culture. Throughout my entire time at GSB, I was constantly looking up to the older kids, my third grade buddies as a kindergartner, 8th grade peers as a 5th grader, and my peer leaders in high school as a freshman. As I got older, I realized that the moments I looked forward to were not going to happen exactly as the ones before me did. I realized that my moments would be my own, and for what it's worth, they've been better than what I would have hoped they would have been. Along my journey here at GSB, I've had great experiences, learned from others, and have tried to help others find their way. One of the most positive things I experienced here was the mentorship of certain people who helped me when I got to a critical spot in my journey. These role models helped me become a better version of myself, and they taught me to pay it forward, to make younger individuals feel cared for the same way I felt cared for. A huge takeaway from my time at GSB is that while it's important for us to take care of ourselves, we also have to take care of others, especially those whom we know are looking up to us. While Gill St. Bernard School may just seem like an ordinary high school to many, it is something much, much more to all the little kids at Gill who look up to upperclassmen and aspire to be like us. To my fellow graduates, I have this to share. We really have no idea what's going to happen after this moment, and that's not a bad thing, it's a great thing. As we move forward, I encourage you to embrace your unknowns. Even though we might not have any clue what's in store, we have to be living in the moment to enjoy it. Always take in the moment. You never understand the importance of a point in time until it's past. Seniors, soak up every single moment before we walk out through those gym doors and embark on the world that's right now in front of us. Pause for a second and absorb everything about this very instant, because it's the last one we're going to have as Gill St. Bernard students, and it's among the most meaningful. Congratulations, I wish you all the best. Our next speaker is Maya Coleman, who will share a poem of her own writing.
Graphing. 84 students, 0605, 2022, the full 12 edging toward 13, yet somehow we're back to 1. This is a poem about numbers. Numbers belong in math. Maybe you're thinking they don't belong on a page mixed up in columns of poetry. Numbers don't belong entangled with words. But maybe you don't know that numbers can tell stories as letters do, sometimes better. In math, you learn to consider the zeros. So let us consider ours. Many located on line 2020, 0 in-person classes, 0 high fives, 0 handshakes, and 0 final exams. But there were numbers like 6 feet and 3 classes per week, and in the fall we had numbers that came in pairs every Thursday, with positives and negatives inked in online print. When year 12 arrived, school spirit tripled. Students packed 11 bleacher rows, 8 students per bench, and sold out the spring show. We won 140 games, meets, and matches this year. Choir sang 35 songs. There were 85 senior pieces in the spring art show. We came into year 12 ready for high numbers. Maybe to you, the numbers didn't feel high. Maybe they felt average or below, just mediocre in volume. But that is why we consider the zeros, to see the graph's skyward spike at 2022 when 84 students rose to the challenge of the upcoming school year. In each of our futures, there will always be zeros, yet a zero alone does not make a graph. As you hold your pencil and sketch your lines, do not forget your zeros, or your point of origin where you started. Consider your peaks where your graph rises, and remember them when your graph slopes in unpredictable waves toward a point you can't quite define. And as you sketch, remember that the endpoint may change, and that is why we sketch in pencil, not pen. Let us all draw a point at 0605-2022, where our graph splits into 84 segments, each with a destination yet to be discovered. Our next speaker will be Ryan Brandel.
Good afternoon, classmates, families, and faculty. My name is Ryan Brandel, and I'm incredibly grateful to have the opportunity to share some thoughts with all of you today. As young adults, we're always told to live in the moment. We're told to not dwell too much on the past, to not worry too much about the future. But on a day like today, our graduation, that doesn't seem all too possible. The graduating class, and I'm sure our families as well, have spent some time recently recounting their fondest memories in their years at Gill. I'm even more certain, however, that we've all looked a few months into the future for the exciting yet daunting chapter in front of us, college. At least for myself, college is sort of looming in the background, and I'm afraid of an uncertain environment, just how 13-year-old me was when high school approached me and I would spend my first year at Gill. So how did I become comfortable in a community I was so nervous to join? I've learned through my time at Gill to follow 2 basic rules, which I think help. Be consistent and rely on those you trust. I should specify that being consistent is not at all about performance. Looking at my peers behind me, you can see consistently achieving students, consistently elite athletes, consistently talented artists. But that is not what being consistent means to me, nor what is so impressive about this graduating class. For example, all of you behind me and in the audience have a slightly different perception of Ryan Brandel. Some of you I've never met. I'm classmates, teammates, students to some of you. I think we all need to carry our unique qualities consistently throughout our many relationships. Look again at this class that epitomizes the qualities of compassion, honesty, and reliability. Then we can truly appreciate the young men and women that they have grown to be. I strive to be my true self wherever I go, and I urge you to do the same. Even in a place where you know no one, being consistent, you will find your people and your passion. Second, relying on those that you trust, which I must further emphasize as it is truly so important. I love my metaphors, Dr. Lutz in my English class knows, and I think I developed a good one here. In our lives, we have a house, a beach house, for example, one that we achieve success and happiness and build on. Even though inevitably waves, storms, or even a huge hurricane, they'll come by and knock it all down. What really allows us to build again and again, though, is the foundation, a sturdy foundation unabated by the harsh currents and storms it may face. That foundation is the people you trust. It's important to recognize that this foundation is always here to help you, and you should rely on them. Knowing this, why not try and branch out and try something new? Failure in trying something new is nothing to be ashamed of, and if we adapt this mindset, we can be incessantly imaginative in our pursuits, bounded only by what we afford we can lose. I certainly wish that I had done more in my time here at GSB, but I will mention when I joined the swim team in 10th grade. Although it was something I never thought I'd do, I decided to join after some encouragement from my family and close friends, those that I trust. I relied on them, embarrassed to swim competitively for the first time ever, but it worked out and I grew to love the sport as much as ones I'd been playing my entire life. As long as we build with the same material, our unique qualities, our elaborate house of success will continue to grow. A few teachers that I want to thank. Thank you, Mr. Brennan, for imbuing an expansive knowledge and intellectual curiosity in the minds of all of your physics students, including myself for 3 years. Thank you, Dr. and Coach Rossi, for helping me improve as a baseball player, student, and most importantly, young man. Thank you to Ms. Chan for teaching with passion and open-mindedness, making AP US Government one of my favorite classes, and thank you to Ms. Carisco for challenging my classmates and I each and every day because you expected nothing but the best version of ourselves. Thank you, Mom, not for being a Latin teacher, but for always being available when I needed you, even if you were really busy. Thank you, Dad, for helping me recover from tribulation after tribulation, teaching me the valuable skill of resilience. Thank you to my siblings, Robert and Braylon, my grandparents, and the rest of my family for being a consistent avenue of support and good memories. I've learned a lot from my family, each and every one of you, so thank you. Please do try to live in the moment today as we recognize our incredibly talented peers. I know that worrying about the future, especially college, is unavoidable, but please look for the comfort and the support you will receive from your family. Not just your blood relatives, but those you have formed a true friendship with as well. So, Gill family, I cannot wait to see what all of you become. Coming from a school that is consistently loving throughout classes, sports, and extracurriculars, I know that we will all achieve great things. Thank you.
They are something, aren't they? Students, I want to thank you for your words today. It takes a lot of courage to get up here and speak in front of people that you know and don't know, especially when you're sharing your personal thoughts and feelings about something that's important to you. What I want to say to you is that if high school graduates the world over care about themselves and each other at least half as much as you all do, well then, things are looking up for our future. So thank you again. At this point, I would like to proceed to the presentation of individual students' honors and awards, and I'd like to ask Irene Mortensen, the Dean of the Faculty, to come forward and read the descriptions of the awards, and the department chairs will present the awards to the students.
Good afternoon. I would like to welcome Major Jeff Borriello to present the first award.
Hello, everyone. My name is Major Jeff Borriello. It's my pleasure today to represent the United States Air Force and the United States Space Force to present an appointment to the United States Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs, Colorado. This appointment is going to a very deserving young man and is the equivalent of a 4-year full-ride scholarship at a top-tier university. The Air Force Academy accepts only the best of the best. This year, of the over 8,000 applicants, only 1,220 were appointed to enter the academy. So you can see how truly outstanding Connor Riley Albertson is. This student will join the long blue line, becoming an outstanding leader of character in the world's greatest air and space force. To develop as leaders, cadets at the Air Force Academy take part in a wide variety of programs, including flying aircraft, free-fall parachuting, competitive athletics, military training, and foreign exchange programs around the world. At the same time, they will attend classes ranging from aeronautical and electrical engineering to history and political science. At the end of the 4 years, they will have earned a Bachelor of Science degree in their choice of 28 majors and will be commissioned as second lieutenants in either the U.S. Air Force or U.S. Space Force. For graduating cadets, the end of school is only the beginning of their adventure. They will take their skills and knowledge they have developed at the Air Force Academy and will serve in one of 33 Air Force or Space Force officer career fields for the next 5 years and longer if they choose. They will continue to develop leadership and professional expertise for as long as they serve as officers. Graduates of the Air Force Academy have gone on to be Rhodes Scholars, titans of industry, politicians, generals, heroes, athletes, and astronauts. I can't wait to see what great things Connor will do. So without further ado, on behalf of the President of the United States, Connor Riley Albertson is hereby appointed as a cadet in the United States Air Force Academy class of 2026. Congrats, Connor.
We will now begin with the Fine Arts Award. I'd like to ask Sarah Ozuzi, Fine Arts Chair, to come forward. The Jerry Cirillo Prize in Fine Arts. This student has taken every art course from introductory to AP, Advanced Placement, working with extraordinary commitment, technical creativity, and conceptual expression on everything from design projects to technical drawing. She pushed boundaries and exceeded all expectations, at one point taking more than 50 hours to render natural forms in a photorealistic National Award-winning result. Outside the classroom, she studied art both locally and internationally to broaden her scope and develop her skills. She submitted 2 separate AP art portfolios this year, was admitted to one of the most exclusive art schools in the country. This year, the Jerry Cirillo Art Award goes to Cecilia Crow. I'd like to ask Paul Canada, Chair of the Performing Arts Department, to come forward. The Lisa Schmidt Music Award. This student has been an active member of the GSB's music program throughout their time in the upper school. She has taken music theory, AP music theory, and honors choir, and she is an essential member of our extracurricular groups, Blue in the Face and Gill Harmonics. This student will be attending Belmont University in Nashville and plans to major in music. The 2022 Lisa Schmidt Music Award goes to Ella Quincy. The Performing Arts Departmental Award. The Performing Arts Departmental Award is a book award given annually to a senior who has shown exceptional dedication to the performing arts at GSB through their successful completion of departmental coursework and regular participation in co-curricular activities and performances throughout their 4 years in the upper school. This year's recipient has excelled in both the theater and music classrooms, as well as on the choral and theatrical stages. We are pleased to award the 2022 Performing Arts Award to Robert DiVirgilio. Dr. Coleman will present the Computer Science Award. For the past 3 years, this student has consistently performed at the very top of every computer science class in which he has enrolled. Last year, in AP Computer Science A, he easily consumed college-level material and earned a 5 on the AP exam. This year, he has shown both enthusiasm and technical ability in mastering the Unity programming environment. A conscientious worker, he arrives to class every day, ready to learn, yet simultaneously always making time to help his peers. Finally, he is a true scholar-athlete who embodies the Gill concept that balance matters. The Computer Science Award is presented to Drew Kenya. I would like to ask Dr. Andy Lutz to come forward to present the Patricia Lee Gausch Award for Creative Writing. Having completed 3 years of creative writing, this young woman dazzles readers with stunning imagery and detail. No matter what she writes about, she places her reader front and center. She creates sympathetic, credible characters, and her poems transport you to lost times and places with spot-on clarity. Her spring portfolio contains some of the strongest poems ever to come out of the creative writing program at Gill St. Bernard's. To read her work is to sink into a lush, bright, and full world. This year, the Patricia Lee Gausch Award for Creative Writing is presented to Lindsay White. The PPAC Gladstone Bank English Award. Tireless and scintillating engagement in class discussion characterized this young woman's performance in the literature classroom. She possesses a sixth sense for the analysis of literature and makes connections and discoveries through her writing and daily participation appropriate for a college seminar setting. This year's recipient is Jennifer Salemi. Dr. Manny Hercules, please come forward to present the Francis B. Roan Memorial in Mathematics Award. This year, the Francis B. Roan Memorial Award in Mathematics is presented to a student who has stood out and is an exemplary mathematician and academic leader. This student's devotion and ability to rise to the challenges are admirable, earning the highest grade in AP Statistics and AP Calculus BC. This student is highly regarded and appreciated by faculty and peers. The Francis B. Roan Memorial Award in Mathematics is presented to David Frankel. John Chashler, Chair of the Science Department, will present the Carol J. Heaney Memorial Science Award. This remarkable senior is the embodiment of curiosity, ambition, and of course, a bit of delightful sardonic wit. She has the innate ability to deconstruct complicated and intricate ideas and theories into practical ideas which she applies to her daily life. Her passion for the sciences and the living world stands at the forefront of her character. There is no doubt that her passion and drive for success will take her far in life and make the world a better place. This year, the Carol J. Heaney Memorial Science Award is presented to Emma Ryan. Dr. Leo Janis, Chair of the History Department, will present the History Department Award. Several measures can determine the winner of the department prize in history. This year's recipient excels in almost all of them. In terms of the number of history courses taken, she leads with a total of 7 over the last 3 years. The quality of her work has been excellent, not only as measured by grades, but also by her contributions to the learning that took place and by her thoughtful approach to the material. And she has shown in her relationships with others, her involvement in the community, that she has and will apply what she has learned to make the world a better place. The History Award is presented to Anna Knapp. Gina Wendell, Chair of the World Language Department, will present the World Language Award. This award is given annually to the senior with the highest 4-year average in either Latin, French, or Spanish. This recipient has shown a great passion for Latin throughout his high school career. He is excellent at dissecting grammar, vocabulary, and syntax, and looking for complete meaning of poetry and prose. A curious student in the classroom, he has shown compassion and respect to his teachers and his peers. A 3-time summa cum laude gold medal winner in the National Latin exam, he has extensive knowledge of the classical world and plans to continue his study of the classics at Princeton University. Congratulations, Ryan Brandel. would like to introduce Will Taylor, Director of Athletics.
Good afternoon, Knights. Outside of this event, our senior athletes have received a number of annual awards at the local and regional level. I'd ask those athletes to stand and be recognized as their names are read. Anna Knapp was honored as our National Women and Girls Sports Representative. Mia Kolb and David Frankel were named Somerset County Scholar Athletes. Kayla Pelea and Denver Anglin were named to the Skyland Scholar Athletes. And Joe Licata was selected as the Gil St. Bernard's New Jersey State Scholar Athlete, which recognizes the top scholar athletes in the state. In addition to these, the following two awards are given uniquely to Gil St. Bernard's student athletes at commencement. The Joyce Creasy Memorial Award. A standout player and leader for both the GSB swim team and softball teams, earning 8 varsity letters in her 4 years at GSB. This young woman is an exceptional athlete and leader, helping softball claim the 2022 Prep B championship and reach the non-public B state finals as she earned all conference, all county, and non-public B honors for the last 2 seasons. She also became the all-time hits leader for GSB this year in softball. She captained the SWIP team and was part of a record-setting 200 medley relay team last year. She will continue her athlete career next year at Muhlenberg College. The Joyce Creasy Memorial Award is presented to Sarah Hulson. The Harold D. Nichols Memorial Award. The recipients of the Harold D. Nichols Memorial Award have shared everything in their lives literally since birth. Elite level players at GSB in both hockey and baseball, these athletes earned all conference and all area accolades in baseball while helping our team win the Skyland Conference title last year. This year, they've earned selection to the New Jersey Senior All-Star Baseball Game for the top seniors in the state. They were also all-conference selections in hockey, leading Gil to the Haas Cup Finals in 2021. They are 2 of the top scorers in school history. They've earned 16 varsity letters and will continue their scholar athlete careers playing baseball at Iona College next year. The Harold D. Nichols Memorial Award is presented to Christian and Logan Moat. I'd like to present Tracy Goodson Barrett, Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for Gil St. Bernard's.
Good afternoon. It is my honor to present the following awards. The Class of '73 Award. In keeping with the school's mission to provide balanced, diverse, and secure community, the Class of '73 Award recognizes a student who is dedicated to creating conversations that allow us to come to a better understanding of ourselves and each other in this community. The class of 73 was the first to combine the girls' and boys' school students into what became GSB. This year's recipient has dedicated herself to opening opportunities for students to be truly seen and heard, and her career goal is to break down barriers between languages and cultures for individuals. This year's winner is Jessica Jose Navarrete. The Bennett Service Recognition Award. This student enjoys helping others. Her mind focuses on how she can have the greatest impact in her community and how she can give to others. In the community, she has long served local school students aged 3 to 6, and at GSB, she has served across grades and age groups from 9 to 19 through a great number of service clubs, empowerment groups, and always with the idea that others are seen, heard, validated, and valued. This year's Bennett Service Recognition Award is presented to Mary Jane Granito. Susan H. Stover Award. If you are willing to take on the most rigorous curriculum while serving in multiple school roles as a peer leader, service club participant, athletic team captain, and competitive academic team member, and if you are willing to embody compassion by walking the walk of service, or in this case, by stepping in uncomfortable circumstances to shed light on the plight of others, if you want to make a difference in the world at Gill and at large, then you are this year's Susan H. Stover Award for Service and Loyalty, Michaela Kroon. The Linda Berry Senior Honor Award. This student once said, quote, "Gill opened up a world that I didn't know existed. It encouraged me to be my very best in every way," end quote. And he displays this attitude every day at school and in every situation. He works hard, gets involved, leads by example, and pays it forward to younger students whenever he can by being inclusive, by learning from others who are like and unlike him, by desiring and working for success, and by being a good person. As voted on by the student body, this year's recipient of the Linda Berry Senior Honor Award is Blake Bertolini. The Caparuso DeLuca Award. This year, we have 2 winners of this award. The first led and participated in multiple clubs for diversity and culture, served on the honor board and as a peer leader, participated in athletics, represented the school at national conferences, led fundraisers, served in admissions, and has won multiple school awards over the years. Outside these walls, she has hosted international webinars on women's leadership, blogged on important issues, and marched for causes she supports. She leads from the front. The first Caparuso DeLuca Award goes to Isha Vemuri. The second winner has demonstrated leadership on the athletic field, in the stands, in the hallways, and in the classroom. She has been a team captain, a lead voice in school spirit, and has played a role in invigorating student government through a year when we still carried the burdens of public health concerns. As the student body president, she was a force for action and activity, and a voice for students to speak truth to power, creating change in the adult world to benefit her classmates and all students. The second Caparuso De Luca Award is presented to Kay Palea. I would now like to invite Dr. Joel Coleman, Director of the Upper School, to the podium.
Good morning. We're now going to introduce the Julian Brown Cup and the Elizabeth Gill Award. The Julian T. Brown Cup. Innate talent, a positive attitude, drive, humility, any of these could be a single key to success. Taken all together, they have unlocked significant doors for this year's recipient. His teachers see him as an engaged learner. His coaches see him as a remarkable player and inspiring leader. His teammates see him as an inclusive captain, and his peers see him as a supportive friend. He makes the best of every situation, listens closely, responds positively, opens doors, says thank you, serves first, and eats last. He takes nothing for granted and makes the best of every situation. In a tradition that stretches back through the years, the Julian T. Brown Cup is presented by the previous winner. And if Travis McNair is here, we'll present the award. Okay. The Julian T. Brown Cup is presented to Connor Albertson. The Elizabeth Gill Award, like the Brown Cup, presented by the previous winner. In a year when so many families have been impacted by circumstances beyond their control, this award acknowledges a student who did all she could to help others in need, even as she maintained the highest standards for herself. As a Gill lifer, she has learned a few lessons. Leadership roles are always tied to service. Service roles are for seeing each person as they are, no matter their story and no matter their state. Academic roles are tied to the good that can be done, because facility in a language means changing lives of children. Family roles are an honor and a privilege. This year, the Elizabeth Gill Award is presented to Mary Jane Granito. The Jean Walzo Award. This student combines a calming presence with sparkling wit and thoughtful conversation. Building working relationships with teachers that complement his devotion to learning, he has earned academic honors and awards throughout his time at GSB, capped by 6 AP classes this year. He participates in multiple sports, and he is just as willing to jump into competition on the field, even if it's at homecoming flag football, as in the classroom. He's a mature thinker, able public speaker, class servant leader, and academic star. The Jean Loiseau Award is presented to Ryan Brandel. It is now time to present the candidates for the diploma. Students, this is the last time you will all be together on one page, literally, and in one place. As a faculty member and as a father, I want to take the opportunity to thank you for to thank all of you for who you are and for who you will become. You have meant everything to us. Let us begin. Connor Riley Albertson. Michael Wiley Andrews. Denver James Anglin. Nicholas Lawrence Bobbio. Ishan Ball. Blake Robert Bertolini. Matthew Adam Blumenthal. Ryan Caulfield Brandel. Henry John Brucker III. Kellen Susan Busseri. Belle Carpenter Campion. Hayden Rockwell Chan. Alexander James Chotai. Megan Abigail Cohen. Maya Lee Coleman. Cecilia Thornton Crow. Anthony B. Curiali. Calvert Elizabeth Daler. Caroline Francis Divino. Robert Louis DiVirgilio. Kira Paige Donegan. Nathan Albert Fodor. David Michael Frankel. Madison France Pendel. Anna Marie Knapp. Leah Alexandra Ganoy. Sydney McKenna Goldberg. Jacob Matthew Goldklang. Mary Jane Barbara Granito. Joseph Welch Gustafson. Nicholas Ryan Guth. Abigail Ann Hardy. Sarah Emily Paulson. Aiden Matthew Isaacson. David Mark Isero. Mesa Elon Johnson. Jessica Jose Navarrete. Andrew Scott Kania. Tess Peyton Kelly. Annalise Rose Kim. Phoebe Rose Kirsch. Mia Kathleen Kolb. Michaela Annabelle Kroon. Kareem Abdul Babatunde Lawal. Joseph Halvard Licata. Reagan Mackenzie Masick. Liliana June Micera. Grayson James Moore. Shane Patrick Moriarty. Christian Ryan Moat. Logan Charles Moat. Aideen Mozafari. Benjamin Pollard Novinsky. Carter Nowak. Kayla Ann Palea. Joseph Anthony Perry. Ella Marie Quincy. Grace Annabelle Rubenstein. Emma Ann Ryan. Jennifer Grace Salami. Zachary Scott Saunders. Gavin Michael Scavino. Catherine Ann Scott. Alexander Frank Seppi. Ziane Simone Shepard. Anya Solanki. Madeline Isabel Sultanian. Olivia Eloise Sultanian. William Joseph Stamato. Alexander Matthew Hart Steinberg. Angel Janae Stevenson. William Alden Strong. Benjamin Charles Sturman. Carson Cyril Teresi. Alexander Stephen Tulenko. Stephanie Marie Vasquez. Isha Sai Vimuri. Molly Patterson Walker. Annie Barit Riva Wang. Chloe Alessandra Wasser. Zachary Noah Weiss. Lindsay Elizabeth White. Elhanan William Wilson. And Paige Aileen Wardman.
I'm going to ask the class of 2022 to stand because there's one more thing we need to do before Mr. Matthews pronounces the words that support the diploma. A few months ago, one of our seniors, Kay Palea, who is also the president of student government this year, approached me with a proposal. Because the last few years have been difficult, she had an idea to make this year's graduation more fun and more memorable. Her idea was to allow our seniors just this once wear a graduation cap. Although I initially resisted the idea, in time I came around. Seniors, in the pocket of your seat cushion is an envelope. Could you take it out now? Remember now, the tassel goes on the right, and after Mr. Matthews is done, it goes to the left. And please do not throw them in the air.
Everybody got it? Everybody ready? Okay. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I would first like to thank the administration, the faculty, the staff, the GSB community, and most of all, the class of 2022 for making this another outstanding year at Gill St. Bernard's. And now let's get down to business. By the authority vested in me as chair of the Board of Trustees of the Gill St. Bernard School, and on behalf of its trustees and faculty, I declare you bona fide graduates of the school and entitled to all its rights and privileges thereunto appertaining. The diploma you receive is evidence of our actions. Congratulations and go Knights.
And please remain standing for the singing of the Alma Mater.
May the God of hope and possibilities continue to be with each of the graduates as they go out into the world trusting that the world is their classroom. They will carry with them all that they have learned here, the friendships they have made, and the ways in which they look at the world as a place to build beloved community. May God's blessing be with them and with you all as we celebrate this day. Amen.